Had to get it so speak on it and stuff. Peace, love, and light to everybody. Islamism. Peace to all the ancestral energies that was here before us, here and not here, in the same, unseen. Assalamu alaikum to my universal 360 minded Muslims. Shalom to my universal minded Hebrews. Notice I'm saying universal minded because a lot of people, you know, when they put their mind on something, they just, you know, they stuck to it, and that's cool. But if you can put your mind on multiple things, you got some type of gift. That's something. If you can understand stuff from multiple perspectives and standpoints. Ashe. Shout out to all the ancestors before us, Noble Drew Ali, C. Freeman L, C.M. Bay, all the Moors of the old times, Bobby Hammond, shout out to Delbert Blair, shout out to who's more people, Asir Dukatir, shout out to Tariq Bay, shout out Yusuf L, shout out Jonah Bay. Shout out to my personal Moors. I know Toriano, Neil, Brother Kevin, Brother Thompson, Anaku, my lady Chopin, my Brittany, Sai. Those like my little homegirls that's into little spiritual stuff, little tarot cards and stuff. I got a lot of people that I know. They like got gifts, and that's kind of a blessing in itself. You know, please don't be extra, because you know you got these people that get too smart and, well, you know, blessing is be lesson. Like I know how I'm saying it. Like, don't get too smart for your own good. Man, it's a good day though. It's hot outside. I got this fan up, man. This was going down with me, man. My damn AC compressor went out right when I got the AC leak fixed, but it's cool. It's gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watch these videos, y'all gonna know this condition. Y'all gonna see it's gonna get better. But I gotta make sure I don't move this laptop a lot. One of my videos I had first recorded and uploaded, I realized that when it was making all that noise, I had to realize that I was moving this laptop a lot. Man, bad boy gone. I slow down my dosage, y'all. Long story short, I'm a free verse. I'm really not gonna even make this a free verse video. It's really gonna be like a what it is versus what it really is versus how society paints it, type things. Some of that nature. It's a lot of stuff getting through out of the public on TV, stuff like that. It got everybody's energy scrambled, and there's a lot of shit is gonna go on too. So I'm not definitely saying that, but I was gonna say stay grounded and remain peaceful within yourself. And the universe gonna work its way. You know, if you really tuned in, you know, it's everything got loopholes. So don't even worry in the time of it. Like a lot of this stuff that's gonna go on is just even gonna be a test to see how firm you're gonna stand and stuff like that. And if you're gonna be worried, or you're gonna be courageous and brave, things of that nature. So but as far as like information is what I'm really saying, like how society paints it versus what it really is, you know, stuff that you see in politics, things of that nature. Thank everybody for the support, the likes and stuff that I am getting, and the subscribers I'm getting. Um, like I'm not really just trying to make this no main way for me. Like this ain't, I'm not even really doing this for like no income. It's really most off some passion stuff. But I be having a lot on my mind, and you know, everybody is not in tune, or they don't understand the depth of information, or they don't access the depth of information like you may. So you can't converse with everyone because you know you got people out there tell you like, you know, can you break that down for me? That's a little too over my head. And that's why I mentioned in that free version 2 video, that's why I was speaking on the rate of development, you know, because people gonna come in, some people mind process stuff slow, some people process stuff fast. It just depends on houses, placements, stuff like that. But I just wanted to speak on that. And my video that I was gonna post with my anime correlations and stuff, YouTube blocked it. It's like, you know, even if you put the copyright content disclaimer thing, you know, but it's like the people who did this is a certain clip from a certain movie that I had playing in my video. I don't even really think it was more so that though, because I had some other shit in my video, a clip that I shared, but I think it was what I was saying at that point though. Cool. So I'm gonna try to lighten up my words just a tad bit. Not really so, but just a tad bit. Man, I realized I watched my video. I realized I said shit probably 30 times in that bad, but I'm tightening it up. Yeah, but currently as we speak, I had to go back on Windows Movie Maker, edit it, all that good stuff. So as we are speaking, I cut it. I cut the part that needed to be cut. Hopefully I don't have to keep doing this, but this is a video that I really want to give out. So, like Naruto, I'm not gonna give up. Fuck off to all the bad spiritual entities that are against me in the unseen. You guys are dorks. But yeah. But I got that exporting because I really want to put that video out. Long story short though, this video don't if they block something on this one when I upload it, I'm just gonna probably just go out, take all the clips out, and just edit it. I might even just go ahead and redo the video over. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the anime cool in this. I might just use anime, but I might just speak on what I was talking about. Because if y'all seen certain movies like the X-Men Apocalypse, and if you seen like the show Loki on Disney, if you got like a Fire Stick or something like that, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if I mention it. You know, I'm a Virgo, yeah, I be overthinking shit. I can honestly admit that. And sometimes I catch myself trying to go too deep and I don't have to, like, especially if I'm like research or something. It's like if I look up words or something, I might try to just look up a certain word. You don't have to really be looked up. Like it could be a word that everybody got common sense of what it means. You know, I still look it up. Just, you know, being honest too. Then I got Aquarius moon sign. They are also overthinkers. So it's like, Virgo, Aquarius moon, Mercury is in my house. And it's like, okay, yeah. All right. Anyway, like that video that I'm posting, I'm gonna make sure I don't post this video until after that one posts. However long it takes is how it takes. I know some videos I say like I'm gonna drop one later and stuff like that, but you know, real life circumstances govern certain situations and affect the time and things of that nature. So yeah, I'll make sure I drop this video after I post the one that I tried to post on they block. And eventually I'm gonna get me a website going. And if I can get me a website going, then I'm definitely gonna see how I can make this into like a private, you guys know what I'm talking about, business or something. So I'm like, so where I can, you know, things of that nature. And I say that to say because in the end of the video, I'm gonna let everybody know, like, stay grounded, like, stay away from people who got bad energy. And shout out to my lady Tashara, man. She's real dope. Black Goddess Intuitive Healer on YouTube. Y'all go subscribe to her page. She's like pretty dope. And I also go subscribe to my lady Sai. page, the last Tilly. She's cool too. She's super like hard with this stuff. Stay grounded. Do something different. Step outside your comfort zone. I'm doing it now. I've been doing it lately. Stay away from people with bad energy. Wear your crystals. In these times, people who not really just on their vibe, they gonna be doing weird shit. People gonna turn on you. And it don't even have to be like no physical situation. It could be some shit like somebody psychologically, just like it could just be a small situation. Like people just gonna start doing. If you're chosen, I'm talking to the chosen, the collective chosen, and the righteous, and benevolent hearted. I had to make sure I said the right one because malevolent is evil. The benevolent hearted, the right mind, all that good stuff. People with good overstanding, people who look out, people who are selfless. Like, you put everybody first before you. And definitely don't do that this year too much because people will take advantage of that. But that crowd chosen and the good people, y'all stand firm. You're gonna have to let your disagreeableness slightly, and people ain't gonna understand when I say you're gonna have to let your disagreeableness slightly play an effect. If it's something you don't agree with, let that disagreeableness talking. It's a yin and yang. That's what this video that I'm trying to put back out. It's called the esotericness of the dark side. Shout out to Bobby Hemming, man. Bobby Hemming broke that stuff down real well, back in the gap about like when about the esotericness and stuff of that, the codism of the dark side, a code, original code, or wherever y'all want to put it, for a real, whatever, who cares? Because people hear that word cult and it's just they make it think it's bad. Cult could be short for culture, but it's like okay. But yeah, don't go for nothing. Shit that you go for. Even if you don't have to address it in no ignorant tone of voice or be on no foolish shit like most people out here dying about. You don't have to do that. Just if you peep something, keep your distance. If anything, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Just protect your energy out here. Wear your stones. Whatever helps you. If you meditate a lot, that helps to do that. If you ground yourself in the dirt, you know what I'm saying, that helps do that. If you take 100 spirit baths all through the week, that's good too. If you just do a little bit of all love, that works too. Just stand firm. Just be aware of everybody's from the start doing shit in certain ways to be energy vampires. And it may appear like it might be a situation that's even super ego provoking speaking on this, but don't even stand for it. Everything. You finna be tested. We all finna be tested certain ways. Me included. Mercury coming in retrograde, I believe, May 10th in the house of Taurus. And that's why I wanted to speak on that. And that's why the 20th, 19th degree for Taurus start. But yeah, that's why I'm making this video. That ain't why I'm making this video, but I want to say that in this video also that you need to just be grounded. Stay out the way. It ain't hard. Find something to do. Go to whatever. Just stay out the way. Just be careful because a lot of shit gonna start happening. And if you're not on the right frequency, you're gonna fall victim to it. Because everybody out here is like I say, gonna turn into an energy vampire. A lot of people, they can't deal with certain circumstances and stuff gonna get crazy. So people they gonna start acting their root chakra. But yeah. I'm just free verse. I want to say that when you get so deep into the understanding, like the esotericness of everything, principles, stuff of that nature, you realize what religion was like, how it kind of can, how it affected and how it can help and how it kept stuff in order. Shout out to the prophet. Performing the Moorish Science Temple, and the Religious Corporation Act is one of the things that he incorporated to to build the structure for the temple. Any church, congregation, or society formed for the purposes of religious worship may become incorporated in the same manner following by electing or appointing according to its usages or custom that any meeting held for that purpose. Two or more of its members as trustees, wardens, and vestrymen, or other officers whose powers and duties are similar to those of trustees. Other such officers whose power and duties are similar to those of trustees, as shall agreeable to the usage and customs, rules, or regulations of congregation, church, or society, and may adopt a corporate name. All right, and upon the filing of the affidavit as herein provided, it shall be and remain a body politic incorporated by the name and so adopted. Okay. All right, and that's the power of the temple. That's just one of the foundations of the things that was used. The chairman and secretary of such meeting shall, as soon as may be after such meeting, make and file in the office of recorder in the county in which such congregation, church, or society is organized, and shall be recorded by such recorder, an affidavit substantially in the following form: state of Illinois, county, I, so and so, do solemnly swear or affirm that as the case may be that a meeting of members of the here insert name of the church, society, organization is known before the corporation. Held at here insert place of meeting in the county of in the state of Illinois on the insert date for that purpose. The following persons were elected or appointed here. Insert their names: trustees, wardens, vestrymen, or officers, whatever name they chose to adopt, whatever name they chose, whatever name they chose to adopt. All right, you have the right to self-determination. All right, with powers and duties similar to trustees, according to the rules and usages of such church, society, and congregation. And the church, society, or congregation adopted as its core name here in such a name. And in the meeting at disaffiant is acted chairman or secretary as the case may be, subscribed and sworn to me before insert date. All right, that's the Religious Corporation Act. I'm not just gonna go super deep into it. If Because I just wanted to read a little bit of that because this stuff is like giving like guidelines, and I'm speaking on this because as I said, like people kind of got away from religion too, like quick in a way, and they don't understand the usage of it. Because when you dealing in the government and contracts in the corporate world, you selling a ship. Everything in the business is based off commerce, admiralty, maritime, things of that nature. And I think I'm saying it right. I think I'm correlating right. And when you come together, you have to have some type of form of organization. And it's just like societies out there that that people that form societies out there to where the government can really just infringe on what their operations is. The reason that it being is because you have to understand that everything in the public, and you do have to understand public or private. Everything in the public is like a 14th Amendment person, business entity, some type. And when people create something based off their beliefs and things of that nature, that is foreign to that, that's why that type of stuff becomes important. That's why I said in the name in my video, change the name, change the game. Change the name, control the game. It's that simple. That's why I pull up treaties and stuff from time to time. But this is why I say changing your name, becoming a free national name, getting in line with the temple is important, especially if y'all operate naturally. But this is why people can do things of that type of stuff, foreign temples or societies, corporations, when they do stuff that's foreign outside the U.S. They can't interfere because it's foreign. They got their own type of numbers that they're operating with. Things of those nature. Try to put this stuff together real well. A lot of people don't understand like the baseline of this because it's like people try to withhold this type of stuff, but people need to know the foundation of how this stuff is put together. And I'm not like I say, this is like a collective conscious thing. I'm not trying to like show nobody how to do processes or try to twist the information or profit, bro. I'm just trying to bring a simple understanding to why it's important and why it's so many pieces of the puzzle that you have to have tapped on when you get to a certain point of trying to get to a certain get over a certain hump that you come across in this movement and things of that nature. Like understanding the importance of giving notice, why the mailing system helps. Because the mailing is about shipping, it's air shipping in a way. It's like water, but it's kind of getting shipped through the air. But you can say it's like kind of like a water ship because you know the postal trucks got the white and blue represent the water. Of course, y'all know that type of stuff. But understanding the power of the mailing system when you apply it to your documents, putting certified mail numbers, having notaries, having witnesses, having different type of stuff for your paperwork, turning it into an instrument. This is why this stuff is so important. This is like, to be honest, you really can't fail if you put this stuff together right and you structure it right. If you got your references on point and all that type of stuff, and your information is from a reliable source, you really can't lose. But most of the time, it's general society. Most people are not gonna take their time to like do this type of stuff. Like they just gonna keep dwelling in their lower self, going over here because you know they ain't really got nothing to do, or they got thoughts in their head that they don't want to think about, and they just gonna go hang out with some more folks, trying to like kind of cloaking themselves, like people that's not in tune, or they not really like, I'm not gonna say in tune, but people who don't have their mind hipped to this side of the information, like the lost side, they are cloaked with each other, just like Agent Smith. You know, he stick his hand inside of you and he start turning into one of them. Like this stuff is like super serious, and that's what's gonna go on. That's why I say tell people to be careful because it's gonna be stuff like people gonna be struggling. They ain't gonna want to struggle because they got some shit that they want to do that's probably, can't say if it's important or not, but if it's not business related, like if they just mad because they can't fuck off or go hang out or go to the mall, buy some clothes, like at the end of the day, everything is like everybody got a mind, and the mind is the first thing. And it's like people do certain stuff based on things that they may be guilty about. Cause I done heard people say, oh, I done heard women say like, oh yeah, um, retail therapy. And it's like, what? And that's the thing. It's just like, okay. Some people, not necessarily saying everybody got like a bad, like, intent. But I'm just saying that's just like one small detail. A lot of people do stuff. I'm trying to look up this treaty too, y'all. A lot of people do stuff because, as I said, like they got something on their mind that's eating them up. They got thoughts they running from. You got a lot of people out here running from thoughts that they don't want to face at all. And that's why I say in these times that's coming up, the best thing a person can do is put their mind into something, like read some stuff, like, read whatever, do a little studying, because everybody else gonna have that bullshit ass energy ready to do some bullshit stuff. It's crazy, bro. I be getting lost in my own fucking documents, bro. Shout out my lady Rhonda L too. Y'all go subscribe to her channels, The Truth Uncompromised. Been rocking with her, been knowing her for a long time. Haha, I found it. Yeah. Or did I? I celebrated too fast. United Nations, we did. Trying to pull up this treaty, but That's why understanding what the prophet brought and why everything he did is important. Regardless if you're in the temple, you always want to pay homage to a temple, tap in with the temple or whatever. I kind of used to have people come to me and tell me like, oh yeah, man, don't get involved with the temple, but even that degree of it is important, and that should be even a learning phase for you. The prayers, knowing the Quran, understanding the 101s off the top, the back. I don't know all my 101s, but I might can answer like maybe 60, 70 of them, like off the rip, probably not studying. It just depends. Certain ones. But that's why that degree is also important. Trying for the United Nations, man. I got some stuff on here, y'all. I'll be getting lost in my own information. Not like lost, but like when I look for stuff, it's like, okay, where are you? Like, dude, I just had this somewhere. And future reference. I share my screen and I start to get a crowd. Don't ask me to open up any document that you might want to see about. If it's a whatever it is, don't ask about it. It's not yours. If you see it on my laptop, I got it for my study and getting my overstanding of it from the person that I'm, linking or studying from. Don't ask me about it at all, because that's private. Yeah, you may see it on my shit, but it's private. And yeah, just wanted to say that. Every indigenous individual has the right to nationality. All right. When you let these people know that you are indigenous and aboriginal, as I said in the past videos, they can't approach you like that because you letting the people know that you are the living man, the living soul. All right. That's what you are. You're not no corporate person. It is simple, man. Like you just gotta read the Circle 7 Quran, and when they get to talking about like the beginning of Christianity, the religion, perspective of religion, when the prophet get to, just speaking on certain things, like if you operate in the temple as a Moor, or if you just, if you express your choice based off the temple, then you understand where I'm coming from, and you understand that this could be our law. You really use whatever our ancestors taught these people who are in power now. But of course, we know that with every raid, there's an inside job. Like these people were like, our ancestors were strong, but like they didn't just, like it was ambushes and all that type of stuff. Like, of course, y'all know that. And some of our own people had us as slaves, and there was a lot of European slaves. I'm gonna get into all of it though. This is about public schools. Why people need to pull their stuff out of public, pull their children out of public schools. You know what they say? Know thyself. Know thyself. All right. Anything in the Circle 7 Quran could be used as our law. All right. And having these laws based from this is how you can form your own corporation based off these laws here. And this is how the prophet formed this corporation, the religious corporation, the Moorish Science Temple. Things have changed since back then, but it's just a good example to give y'all understanding of how, when you do something, you make something foreign, make a foreign business or a foreign corporation or whatever you're doing. This is the power of it. Every country has a religion that's backing it. Like, don't be no fool. Everybody got away from religion, but people don't understand that religion could be used like a ship, like to sail on water. Like that's what it is. You understand the business relationship. When you get a job, they say, welcome aboard, like you're on the ship. It's like you gotta understand all that. It's business, all water. You got air for equity, and then you got the L, law land for your property and stuff. I think the air is the equity. The land is your trust. Yeah, the land is your trust that you got. I already watched the David Straight video, but that's why this stuff is important. All right, and this is how the prophet brought this stuff together. So people look at religion so bad, but they when you understand how these people came with Christianity and things of that nature, you can start to see like the effect it had on people mentally, because it started making people not want to read. They just, everybody got like this like baby mentality, like they just let somebody else read to them like a kid, and it's like that's what y'all going to church doing. Y'all going to church to let another grown person interpret the word of God for you when you can freaking read it yourself. If God was a person, he'll cuss all y'all ass out and probably slap y'all ass across wherever with a fucking belt like Jesus did in the Bible. Like y'all don't even like even that within itself. Like it was a reason for that even happened. Like if you don't get an esoteric in the sense that even in the Bible that Jesus or any prophet is was like a natural person, because even in that stuff you can understand that they was operating in natural law, God given rights. But in the Bible, the Christians tried to crucify him according to their law, and people, and when they say people honor, when they talk about rich and rulers honor the ways of the 10 Commandments, like you have to ask yourself, like, what are they saying when they say that? Like, what are they saying, like when they say these people honor the 10 Commandments? Did they necessarily honor the 10 Commandments? Or was they on some shit to where they just wanted to pick their own laws that they wanted to be governed by and also oppress people by them same laws that they chose? I mean, at some point in time, you can realize that somebody got some fucking control problem here, some narcissistic shit going on with these group of peoples or something, like some parasitic shit. It's a reason for that, all right? It's a reason for that, all right? So indigenous people should not be forcibly removed from their lands, their territories. No relocation shall take place without the free, prior, and informed consent of the indigenous peoples concerned, and the after agreement on just and fair compensations, and where possible, the option of return. It's about the power of reading is so important, because you have to read a lot of stuff to understand what they're doing. And when people started, you did get removed from your land. Like y'all, like I just that just had to just come to me. Like people be sitting up here thinking like, oh yeah, we came over here from Africa, or it's like, nah, not everybody. Some people's already here, and all the land masses is one. So when you get talking about land, it's people came from here and all that. That's why you have to understand this missing piece. When you read stuff like the Emerald Tablets of Thought from the Lost Book in Inky, you can even see in the Bible where that ancient stuff correlates in the Bible what they're talking about. So it's just like, but saying that, like, you did get removed from your land. They removed you from your land on paper. And y'all think paperwork not motherfucking important, but that paperwork is popped off when your mama gave birth and they created an ens legis. This stuff is like super serious. Like, so people who think like nationality, it is nationality. You do gotta claim your nationality. Like, damn the bullshit. But more so status correction, letting us folks know nationality, status correction is low key, like in a way they seem like they synonymous. It's kind of like you're doing the same. It's like when you declare your nationality, you are correcting your status, right? Like that'll make sense, don't it? Like, yeah. So it's like, cause like, and I just want to make this shit simple, because when people say stuff, cause I'm a Virgo, so I take shit and I try to break shit down into pieces, and that sometimes can be a backfire on me. But people, when they talk about stuff, they talk about this shit like it's so separate and it's all really the same, and it's saying synonymous stuff, like it's all saying synonymous stuff. It's just like, so that's why it's important. And that's why you understand when you operating in law and you doing paperwork or contracting or whatever you give notice. Giving notice is like an important thing. Giving the notice and waiting the time that you may have mentioned that you're giving, or you just sit there and you just send them a notice and you just sit back and wait. Let me see if I'm gonna pull in my proclamation, man. See if it says something. I'm like I said, I didn't type mine, but me reading it, I understand everything that it's saying, even when it gets to speaking on certain laws. Y'all learn L's office time. Rather than say it, but still though. This is why that stuff is important though. Like giving these people notice and sitting back waiting for notice, waiting for the notice to. Yeah, it didn't say nothing like that on there, but low key they still. You just naturally sit back. That's really like a natural wait time. You don't have to. I mean, if you want to, you can say that. If you got like a situation like where you probably right. Shout out Uhuru Bay too. Y'all go add him on Facebook. He hard with the herbs and stuff. And Shanessa Smith, she cold with the spiritual stuff. Just just check out her content what she posts. I'm just like trying to share the wealth, man. Like I'm not like. But anyway, what was I saying, bro? Yeah, like if you like writing a letter like to the credit bureau or something like that, and you give them, you can tell them like, okay, yeah, or I give y'all a certain amount of time to respond. But like that's what this stuff is about. Like you got to give notice and you got to wait it out. All right, and you got to have the most important thing. All right, the most important thing is having your evidence. All right, when you got your evidence, then you really have nothing to worry about because it's just like, all right, I'm finna share something. I'm gonna get into what I'm talking about. Then what I'm finna share this. I had a situation where I was in a mingling with some so-called, that was Moors or whatever, people coming into the movement, and I was just barely probably freshly coming into the movement. And I was really in the study phase. Like I wasn't so deep on the paperwork, like you know what I'm saying? Because when you start studying this stuff by yourself and doing stuff by yourself versus doing a collective group, because I got Aquarius moon, so I'm quick to detach and go branch off and do some my own private research. But it's like when you read stuff, you understand like when you do this stuff individually, like why a lot of stuff is important to know this stuff like that. You sending it to the right forms of government, things of that nature, and then sitting back waiting. But I got the name change. I'll find out some more. They was like talking about doing a court order name change. And I, pretty much attached a title onto my straw man name. And, long down the line, I got to, doing a little more research over the years. I realized that I shouldn't have been doing it. I shouldn't even did it. It was like a waste of time because at the end of the day, they created that in leaguers, even though they used my name and then put a picture on it when I got 18, old enough to get a job, I got old enough to even get an ID, and they put a picture on it, put my picture on it. That don't mean that it's me. But doing all that, you be incompetent at the time. So long story short, I just recently went back, redid it. And shout out to Ben Bay too. Go add him on Facebook. He got a curriculum or whatever. He'll add you to the group, and he got like a little PDF that he'll let you read. He got some real sauce too, because I was reading his documents, and I read people different processes and compare the similarities in them. Like you got to look for similarities. If you see a lot of differences just from something from this to that, they got a lot of differences. Okay, don't contrast it. If you read something else and they got similarities to this over here, then it's a connection. Well, anyway, I changed. I recently just got that took care of because in my document I claim, whatever. But anyway, long story short, when you go in these courtrooms and stuff, these people like got like a lame ass way of like trying to make it seem like shit is unpromised. And it low-key is, but it's just like the energy. It's like they give you this little standoffish energy to like where to kind of discourage you. But you just gotta be like, okay, it's just like when I went up in there to change my shit back to what I was born as. And taking the L off my shit, taking the L off they shit. In the sense. It was like, okay, so is he gonna, so I'm popping it, I spent like an hour and like 15 minutes there unconscious. And that's another thing with this stuff. Don't think you finna do shit fast, even if you just going to do something as what I'm doing, because you might have to sit down, type it up, the words might not be right, you gotta correct the font size, all this stuff. So don't think you finna jump in this shit, do anything fast, just off the gun. This is why you have to do what people say, your due diligence, and do your own study. But she was like, yeah, well, that's on the judge if he decides. So I ain't gonna lie, it scratched me a little way, but I had to start using some common sense, and I started saying like, hold on, fam. She's saying all that like this, but it's like, why would the judge not sign off on my shit? All I'm doing is, you see what I'm saying? But that's the energy that they'll give you, and it'll make you discouraged. Stand firm on your square. Don't let them folks trick you or whatever when you're doing this stuff, when you're giving notice or whatever. And that's why that's why I'm speaking on all this stuff. But I'm doing it so I can move a certain way. But I just wanted to show that process though, that what happened, like, because these folks got a way of doing this shit, like trying to use fear, throw fear shots and stuff like that, things of that nature, making it seem like, well, you may can do this or you may can't. For the most part, you can do whatever. You just gotta make sure your shit together and don't let them discourage you. Cause that's and I say that to say, like I said in the beginning of the video, that's how they'll paint it to you. They'll paint it to you like it's, you know, like it's a leave you with this sense of uncertainty. But when you boil down to it, what it really is, you got to use your God-given common sense and be like, dude gonna sign off on my shit. Cause it's like, I ain't got shit going. You know what I'm saying? Shit. When I had did that, I had this right here on my credit, this and that, this right here, and I know they can pull it up with this. So it's just like, I ain't even really, I shouldn't even worry about it. It's that simple. But they'll paint it to you like, you know, like it's just give you a sense of uncertainty to discourage you. But you got to stand firm on your common sense and stuff like that of that nature. Cause I called my brother Luke Mon, shout out Luke Mon. I called my guy Luke Mon, and hold on. And I was talking to him the same day I did it, like after I left. And I was like, you know, what would be a reason, you know, for them to, he was like, well, it could be a, you know, a number of things. And he shared that to me. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm sitting there listening to him talk. And I'm like, you know what, he right. He got a little point. He got a point. But at the same sense, because we had to talk like one time, like talking about doing people doing like DBAs and stuff. And they'll try to tell you in the county, like, oh, well, don't put your name as your DBA. And I mentioned that to him. He be like, listen here, man. Motherfuckers say what they want. He's my guy, man. Luke, man. He was like, man, he was like, man, listen, they can say what the fuck they want to say. He said, once you put that motherfucker down on that paper and you give it to them, they ain't got nothing else to say. So they, like I say, they paint it like, you know, like, and give you this sense of uncertainty, but that ain't really what it is. What it really is that you in spirit gotta stand firm on your square. Don't be fucking intimidated by them. Our people gotta learn to stop being intimidated by these people. This is why they see. This is why I read that broke down to the uniform commercial code. Like I think I meant, yeah, we was talking about that in the Puzzle and More Pieces video when I had Michael Bay on there. All right, because they dress stuff up for intimidation, for like a visual intimidation. So when you see this, it appear like they got something serious going, because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like when people move in the military, they all got the same suit, hats, boots, whatever. They all got a certain gun. So when people see them moving with that structure, people aren't intimidated by it because it's a lot of them and they moving on the same, like one, multiple bodies, one mind type thing. Okay. So like they'll paint that, but you just gotta stand firm on your square and like be like and have your faith and, you know, have faith in the universe. Like, yeah, you know, I ain't gonna too much worry about me leaving in their hands. If this happened, it happened for a reason. If it don't happen, it probably was because I need to, whatever. This is how you have to look at stuff. So don't ever be intimidated by that, because they do a lot of fun. They dress shit up to intimidate you. You go in the courtrooms or you go to the courthouse in your county. They got they can run you through the metal detector. Sheriff got his little suit on. He got his, and this is the sorcery of this shit, because this is a good one. This is the sorcery of this shit, because a lot of times people walk up in the court, they walk up in this court with this sense of uncertainty, that fear of the unknown in your stomach. And then it got your heart feeling a certain type of way, and your mind thinking, got your mouth twitching, you talking and shit, stuttering, you get in front of the judge and all that stuff. Even if you're in a situation where you guilty in a situation, like you can be guilty for a fucking traffic ticket. When you talk to them folks, man, talk to them folks. Stand firm on your own. Because even when you don't, when I didn't know, like when I had fines and shit that I had to pay, I had a situation I got into with somebody for a little simple bad. There was a misdemeanor. But long story short, when you talk to them folks in front of them, you talk firm. Don't talk all scared. Talk under your breath. Man, I was in a situation where they called me to court on accident because they thought I was my pops. And I seen him up in court looking like he was scared. I'm like, man, that shit pissed me off. That shit pissed me the fuck off. Boy, fuck them. They a person like we is. Don't be intimidated by nobody. No judge. I don't give a damn. They got 10 people in the courtroom with just holding assault rifles like this. Fuck them, bro. Don't be intimidated by them. And that's what God. And then I'm saying I let to say when people go into this courtroom, they already go in there in fear, head down, nervous about because they don't know. Simple. They don't know. You didn't read. You don't. This is the power of reading. When you read, it builds your confidence. It builds your fire. It puts your fence up. It builds your arm up. When you read stuff and you know it and you stand firm and it's embedded in you and you meditated on it, you done read it 3 times, you done wrote it down, spelled it into your memory bank, it builds your confidence square. So when you build your confidence square, you ain't gotta be in fear of nothing. You ain't gotta worry about it. You firm on your square because you know what's up. And when you know that they're gonna try to come at you and intimidate you and try to play like they don't know, and shout out to Yusuf L, bro. When he said, when he said, don't expect them to publicly admit something, don't think that them folks gonna admit to something. It's always gonna be a loophole. Go look up this video called The Law of the More. It's this I don't know what that sister name is, a dark-skinned woman, but she popping it, bro. She popping that science on there. You hear me, my G? But listen, go get that video, man, and watch that and understand it, because she gonna break that down. But don't think they're gonna miss something. But stand firm on your square and don't be fearful of them. Because if you got your facts in order, you got your paper trail together, and you gave them notice, man, you're gonna be straight. Like, you can't fail with this stuff, bro. And that's why reading is powerful. Like, you got to understand, like, so many people went generations because of slavery stuff or how it appeared to be on TV, whatever. The slavery and them people getting whipped for trying to read, get caught reading a book, get whipped, all that shit, all that stuff, keeping people, grown people in the elementary state of mind. Yeah. When you go so many years of that, and ain't nobody buck back 150 years, 200 some years, however long they said we was in bondage, 430, what was it, 432, 436, some they said. When you go so long without reading nothing and not challenging these folks, that's how you're gonna be. People who be walking around that y'all think bad or got an attitude or they appear rough or appear mean, they not like that for no reason. They mean because they understand all the misconceptions that life got out here. And it irritates them to see people so fearful of a fucking misconception. It irritates them. It irritates them to see, like, you see what I'm saying? But then they have to come down to their heart chakra and be like, everybody ain't on what I'm on, or they ain't been through what I've been through to push me to read and look into this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the people who appear to me is to stay away, stay to themselves the most. They like that because they know a lot. You know what I'm saying? People that stay working and got a lot going, but even when they having something going, you know, they just, you know, they maintain themselves or they don't deal with their family too much. All that. It's like that because they know something. Because there's so many misconceptions out here of how life's supposed to be. And that shit is false. And everybody is chasing though, like, let me just say 1,000,000. What's 10% of 1,000,000? 100,000. Well, let's just say 5%, 50,000 of 1,000,000 people. 50,000 of 1,000,000 people got this mentality and know that it's misconceptions and bullshit out here in the world. The other fucking 950,000 people in that little globe, in that little square, or in that little bubble that you drew up, when you do the ratios, that 5%, that other 95%, this is just a little small comparison. They scared as hell. They ain't gonna challenge shit. That's the world. So that's why these little small people, they just push themselves off, and it's like they off the grid. And you would think that these type of people don't exist because there's so many people in the world. There's so many fucking people out here that's mine in this dimension. The earth is dimension. Dimension is a space. All right. Don't be fucking stupid. All right. When I'm in my apartment across town, away from where my family at, I'm in my own dimension. Like, I'm just bringing it down from the air to the ground. When you in your domain, you in your dimension. People go private. Don't let their close family know where they stay. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, or don't let their close friends know where they stay, or God family, or whatever. Only certain individuals who got the same shit going that they got going. Like if you got a house out here in the land and it's private and shit like that, and you married and got a wife, the only type of people you need to invite is the same people who got the same shit you got going. And you really don't even want to invite them many people, but still, because if a motherfucker got some, you got some, your certain neighbors got some, what they gonna take from you for? Like I say, like minds hang with like minds, and unlike minds hang with unlike minds. Like minds are the agreeable people. People who are agreeable, people who know they need to keep stuff going, who understand all this stuff that you got to do this, to do that, to stay away from this, to stay away from people with this frequency. And the unlike minds, people who do all the bullshit, but hold liability and accountability for the bullshit that they do. And they out here listening to what some on TV telling them, and they fear, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's that serious. But yeah, dimension. This is why you stay within your own dimension. Like it ain't about no UFO. It's about going outer space. When I leave my home to go somewhere else, go over, if I'm hanging out at the park and I'm the only one there by myself, in a way, whatever part of the park I'm in my own dimension. When I leave from that little space to go to somewhere else, to my cousin house or my guy auntie house or something like that, I'm leaving out of my space to another area of space. Correlate the shit, bring it to Earth. Let's bring it down to Earth. But see, they put this shit out here on TV, these sci-fi movies, UFOs, great alien faces, shit scare y'all. That stupid shit. Things of that nature or whatever. It scare y'all thinking that it's something out there above there. The air represents your mind, dummy. That's why on the Egyptian picture, when you got Haru versus Set, Haru represents the justice of the right mind. Set represent the devourness of the like this devourer type energy of the left mind, but back to the esotericness of the dark side. He also represents how one, how could you put it? Because when you think about the left mind, it's external too. Now this is how they use the two principal masculine energies in this, but the left brain is also the external brain, the physical work. What the dogs do, they work on the ground. People send them to hunt. They play them to the fence. They sniff stuff out. What do birds do? Because Aru had a hawk face. Birds is of the mental. They up in the space, in a dimension. You see what I'm saying? Their mind, it represents the mental. The air, earth, that's the earth-air connection. You know what I'm saying? That's the earth-air connection. It's got Virgo, and right after Virgo is Libra. See what I'm saying? The earth-air, from the ground to the, see what I'm saying? From the ground to the sky. Type of thing. That's what the jackal dog, that's what the dog represents. And it's the mind represents the subconscious, what your mind full of, the internal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things of that nature. And I say all that to say that it's a lot of misconceptions out here because people move in fear. And you go in court, you don't know none of this information, you don't understand all this stuff, and you can't compare everything. If you understand this esoteric, it's at least the 7 hermetic principles. Rather, you read the Circle 7 Quran or the Holy Quran of Muhammad or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, bro, like, them folks ain't gonna intimidate you. And then if you got your paperwork on file, on notice, then what they gonna do? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole point. This is why this stuff is important, though. Y'all think paperwork not important? You crazy. That's how they finessed you, through shipping, through paper. That's how they got you in there. They took you off the land through paperwork. You went with it. The prophet died 1929, July 20th. I keep mentioning that 720. See what I'm saying? 720 degrees of overstanding. I ain't even think about that. I had bought some the other day that the price came out to 720, y'all. And I seen some other tags that was 720. So I know that 720 is really hidden. But prophet died, stock market crashed 3 months later. Like, yeah, everybody got the prayers, they ain't know what to do. People was, it probably was people, the hidden hand was probably sitting small little groups of people, to certain individuals that was putting shit out here that could free people, telling them, probably extorting them. or whatever, because you know back then only certain people, limited people had the information. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say reading is important. But certain people had the information and they either locked them up and came with a conspiracy charge against them, or they killed them and ambushed them like on some Judas and the Messiah, like the Judas and the Messiah movie. Like that's how shit go, you know. So it's like why you gotta understand and read this stuff, man. This stuff is important because if you don't stand firm on your square, man, these people will get you. And this paperwork is important. You reclassify yourself. They like I said, for one, like I mentioned about giving notice. All right, when you contract, you speak your mind, get a basis. All right, you speak your mind, let them know what it is. You come up with some terms and agreements of what's trying to be done, and they gotta accept it. And then you give a time frame for it. All right, but you gotta get notice though. All right. So all that being said, they didn't tell you what they was doing. I'm gonna keep going back to this. I don't give a damn what you're saying. That birth certificate and that social is lethal. They didn't tell you what the fuck they was doing with it. They didn't give you full terms in this agreement. They didn't break down. They didn't give you this. Say it right. They didn't give you disclosure of the full terms in the agreement of what they presented your mother when she was doped up after she gave birth to you. That's really like encroachment. It's like you're encroaching somebody's space when their mind is not on point. So if once again, if you think that paperwork is not important, that is how they got you in paperwork, but they didn't tell you what they were doing with the paperwork. But people don't want to read and don't want to look into stuff, but they might as well just give it to them. That's not how they go. This is why this is why knowing this stuff is important. Like seriously though. But all the stuff that I'm saying correlate together. They paint you out as one way and they told you this, but the truth is like they painted it to society that you're this and you're that. And they painted to society that you're the minority when in fact you are genetically dominantly the majority. See the reverse perception that they try to do to trick you into your fear, your lower self, on top of y'all eating foods like they got these colors of their logos that's red, yellow, orange, and stuff like that. Y'all know what restaurants got them colors, your lower three chakras. That shit ain't by chance because a lot of these businesses, these big multi-million-dollar businesses, are owned by these big hand private corporations. And the US can't interfere with it. That's why we hear about certain people saying like John Wick, for example. John Wick. All right, just a sec. Pause the shirt. Pause the shirt. Hold on. Stop for a second. There we go. Hold on. All right, y'all use the bathroom. Then I had a little talk with somebody too. What was I talking about, y'all? I done fuck around and forgot. I know I was talking about the importance of like paperwork, understanding like why you should have why building your confidence is important. I know I was mentioning the Circle 7 Quran. People getting too far away from religion. I know I read the Religious Corporation X. Still be slipping from me, y'all. Forgive me. Yeah, I was talking about contracting. Yeah, birth certificate and stuff like that. Yeah, understanding how this paperwork is important and how they kind of tricks you into they deceiving in the mug, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. These folks is real deceiving. Like they are very deceiving. Like seriously. And they all that stuff that they be doing, they should have knocked your confidence down. It's let me pull this up. Another thing too I want to mention to y'all, man. Y'all ever notice on my Facebook page? Y'all mind y'all business. No, I'm just playing. Y'all ever notice that when you look up rappers and stuff, y'all know they never call them they nationality until they like, sell out or work with the, the higher ups or whatever you want to call them. when they when they when they mention these rappers, they say American rapper, Gucci Mane, American rapper Future, American rapper so and so. Like they always mention it. They always mention it. Wait, man. They always mention this shit like, you know, after they done crossed over or whatever the case may be. Fucking flat, bro. That's the only thing I don't like about when they get hot outside. But they only mention that stuff. Like they don't say US rapper or they don't say US citizen rapper. They don't say none of that. They say American rapper. That's what they say. That's exactly what they like to say. American rapper. Fucking blues. It's fly, bro. What I say, man. We'll get this little certain shit done. But yeah, hold on. That would say American rapper. He's like, bro, that shit caught my eye one day. I'm like, fam, y'all only call these motherfuckers by their nationality because they like y'all got them in slavery. Like y'all don't think fucking rappers is like fucking slave. You crazy. The David and Goliath story. I think I mentioned it on RV Bay. All right, the Goliath is the intimidation, the fear that they try to program you into, the try to knock down your willpower, your courageousness, trying to knock you off your square because you're not grounded. That's what that stuff is all about. Like when the Bible talk about certain stories, bro, if you understand, it says allegory. It's like allegoric. So I mean, it's a book of tales. It's like somebody could probably find themselves reading the Harry Potter book or something like that. They might find out that they're the Harry Potter of their generation or something, like some European Irish kid or something. He gets to reading it and whatever the culture, say the culture, I haven't even watched Harry Potter. I'm just like using this shit as like as an example. But say Harry Potter, goddamn me, or has a certain culture, religion, it really exists or whatever in real life. And then this Irish kid in our time, you know, whatever, he gets a hold of that and whatever the case may be. So that's, you know, that's what he subscribes to. But the Goliath is like all that trying to knock you off your square, trying to make you fearful, things of that nature, trying to keep you in your lower chakras, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to be grounded. Whatever you grounded in, you got to stand firm in. If you're grounded in the Circle 7 Quran, stand firm in. If you're grounded in the Bible, stand firm in. If you're grounded in the Quran, stand firm in. All right, you stand firm in it. You got them, strengthen your courage. And then once your courage is on a certain level, then it fuels your willpower. And then once you feel your willpower, it relaxes your heart. You don't have stuff to worry about. You ain't got to worry, like be nervous or sit there and wonder like, oh, are they gonna accept my bro, fuck Facebook. Are they gonna accept my paperwork and all that? Because you in your heart, you relax. You ain't got nothing to worry about. When it comes time for you to speak, when you so irritated and shit like that, sometimes you can overspeak things of that nature or whatever, or underspeak. But you have to keep it at a balance. And once you got all that, once you straight on them five right there, and everything else gonna fall in line. Because you see the bullshit, you see the smoke and mirrors that they project, and you know, because you're in tune with the all, the brain, and the whole mental universe, you know what you're standing firm on. All right, but they talk about this stuff. It's like allegorical or whatever. All right, but it's all about you finding your position. Be David, don't be Goliath. That's why I was mentioning the Harry Potter stuff, like the Harry Potter, whatever the culture that is. People can, read that as allegory and whatever, and they might find their character correlation in that book. I hear a lot of stuff in this, over the times, but that's what the stuff about. All right, I think they said dude had like 5 stones. How many stones bro had? So let me see. As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him, charged to him, not scared. Fuck you. You can't intimidate me or whatever. Just because you look like you tough or you talking good or you talking about how you came up and what you used to do or whatever the case may be, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not scared of you. I got courage. I'm coming for you, and I got the willpower to defeat you in the heart, and I'm speaking it into existence. All right, because I see the illusion. You're just a big bulky character, and you're trying to appear like you're scaring somebody or something like that. But I know you can be knocked down. All right. Reaching into his bag, taking a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the head. The stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and the stone, without a sword in his hand, and he struck down the Philistine and killed him. All right. That's what you got to do. Whatever your problem is, look at it like a life and charge at it. Like I noticed that, like when some appear, like when I feel like some trying to restrain me or some fear, it's just something I feel that just like, man, fuck that, just charge right into it and see what it's talking about. Don't even be worried about it. And when I do that, it could just be like something as simple as like, they say like, oh yeah, man, the police on a certain side of town is hot. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can take any little situation and make it like an esoteric understanding. That side of the police, don't go down this street or whatever because it's hot over there and the police is full of people over left or right. People that say that, oh, this street is hot because that street had roadblocks there, and you might need to go down that certain street because while everybody talking about this street, it's other streets that some bullshit can pop off on anytime. And when you go up every block, like here, Ash Ave, I ride up and down that motherfucker, but sometimes if I go up a certain way, I'm not coming back the same way. If I came from Southwest and I cut up Mapleville, and I get up there to Asher and make a right on Asher and go where I'm going, okay, I'm not coming back that way. I'm gonna probably go back down Roosevelt and I'm gonna catch the freeway back to Southwest. Like I'll be on some never go the same way I came back shit. But even when people try to put that type of fear up there, like, oh, don't go there, I charge through it. Oh yeah, North Little Rock, Pike is hot. Okay, I ride through Pike. I might see an officer riding, but it ain't one on every block like people's at. And one thing people need to know, this is why I say people stop being fearful. I'm just elaborating on this. Stop being fearful of shit. You fearful because you in your head, you know what you're doing, or you feel like you're doing something, or you probably done did some other shit outside of what you're doing. It's got you worried and nervous that you ain't told nobody about, or whatever the case may be. Stop being fearful. The police cannot just pull you over for no reason. They may try, but a lot of times they'll tell you that. Well, we pulled you over because we seen you swerve over a little bit, or you slow down extra 10 miles when we got behind you, or stuff like that. Or as soon as we got behind you, you got over and got to driving off and speeding fast, and that shit be dumb, and you getting caught up for nothing. I don't know, you know what's in your vehicle. You know what you're doing. It's like, bro, yeah, people be so fearful of that. Like, but anyway, look at problems like charge at your problems like David. Don't be worried about all the stuff in this Bible is allegory. If you ain't seen it, then I don't know. I guess you ain't got the gift for something. Talk to meditate on it or something. If you didn't see that the Bible is like allegoric or whatever. All right, this was being a scientist, a Moorish scientist is all about putting stuff together, making it make sense. All right. So, say I let to say, not be intimidated. We gotta stop being intimidated. People gotta stop being intimidated by everything. All right, because people can sit up here and play you like, oh, you're just a smile kidding, and then you could just go and just just appear like you just smile kidding, and then it could just be just one day that you just turn up out of nowhere and nobody knows where it come from, and you go from this kid to this lion and tiger, and all these people that appear like Goliaths. See, it's about the reaction. Somebody put a certain action out or something like that. It's about the reaction. So when you go so long for being like this, and then you just power up like go Super Saiyan 3 out of nowhere, and you see what I'm saying, and come with a different bold courage, aggressive demeanor, charging it, whatever the situation or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that's trying to oppress you or whatever. That shit there make somebody, that'll make somebody freeze and be like, damn, what he on? What it jumped into him today? You see what I'm saying? Like, what it jumped in, what it jumped into him and made him react like that today? Hold on. But yeah, man, y'all just charge it whatever it is. Bible's allegorical, man. You just gotta find your identity in this stuff. All right. So that's the importance of this paperwork. What's another good story I like to read in the Bible? Let me see something. But yeah, stand firm on your square, man, because these people, they quick to try to knock you down or whatever. You can't fail in this, but you got to know that. And this is why reading is so essential for and understanding your culture. This shit is important. Everything is important. Paperwork, giving notices, all that good type of stuff. How society paints it versus what it really is. Alges at war, flags. And just a short note. Anybody out here that's like causing, like for y'all people out here that's gonna turn on everybody or whatever the dark side of the cosmic energy gonna jump in you and make you do. You know, just like in the Bible when they were like the devil overcame Judas, his lower self overcame him. All right. Whatever thought, like you don't have to physically do nothing. Like why I don't know why people got this mentality like they gotta physically do something to somebody. And just because they didn't physically do nothing to somebody, like just because you didn't break in their body car and steal some, or just because you didn't just do some lane, just because you just didn't physically do something or whatever the case may be, but just because you didn't even say something, that don't mean that you like, you know, that don't mean necessarily that you ain't gonna get no. You can get some karma for shit from thoughts you put out. You see what I'm saying? From thoughts you put out to whatever you having a conversation uh, with somebody behind somebody back about something, and this person that you having a conversation about, like what they say, God cut them out your life because he heard conversations that you didn't hear. Okay, and then it'll also be shit like to where somebody can. That what I posted this on my Facebook page today. Somebody can talk about you private, and private is just when you're not around. Whoever them and whoever they talking to, somebody can talk about you in private. Your ex or your girl or somebody that you used to talk to could do some shit out of spite, or she can, one of your exes could just it just be crazy little shit, like any little thing. Even if it's like no shit, like it could just be some shit like somebody, a female putting your tires on flat because she know you finna go out of town and she mad that you quit talking to her. She not no good for you and she draining your energy and shit like that. So she know she finna go out of town. You know, she know you finna go out of town. So she wanna come put your tires on flat, make you spend some more money. You see what I'm saying? Any little thing, anything, even just a conversation, you saying something about somebody who chosen, righteous, that shit gonna come back. You will talk about a motherfucker in private or do some shit behind their back in private, and then your karma get exposed publicly. You know what I'm saying? Because you be like, you shit, this guy, goddamn it, he don't like he a manager. He don't like the regular worker, even though he just a regular worker. He don't like how he move. He don't like his mentality. This dude could be chosen. Everything that he do, he helping everybody in his job on top of doing his job, and he being selfless and shit like that, right? And then this motherfucking boss, goddamn, he get to hating on him and shit, and he talking about him to one of the other, to one of the little females in there that really be chopping it up with the dude who worked there. And the female could be a shift manager, but she might like how dude work. But the assistant manager could be hating on the dude who's just a regular associate, talking about him to the shift manager and shit. And then weird shit started happening, like his car started running hot out of nowhere. His thermostat started sticking, and he gotta go spend some money to get that done. Or his drive shaft axle popped the fuck off or some shit like that out of nowhere. And he had some money in his pocket, and he was intending to do this on some fun shit. Now you got to go spend some money to get this part out the store or order it offline, and you got to turn around and pay the person to do it if you don't know how to do it, especially if you're not gonna get dirty. You see what I'm saying? You will sit up there and wonder why that happened to me, why this going on, or yeah, because you did some shit in private that this motherfucker probably don't know happened. He probably don't know about it shit. You see what I'm saying? It's something. You don't all that, like, you don't know where it came from and why this happened. Like, you ain't finna do no wrong to nobody in no form of fashion, verbally, physically, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, whatever the fuck. You're not gonna do no wrong to nobody and think that shit not gonna come back. That's why I say I talk with I got a strong mind. I got a lot of I stand firm on what I say, and I got a strong personality. You see what I'm saying? But that to people who got strong minds and strong mentalities, they feel like, see how society painted. How society painted people who got strong minds and shit like that, they try to make them seem like tyrants and shit like that. But what it really is, that person is really, he won't even harm a motherfucking bee or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? He's super cool, but he the one that got fucked over so much and so much and so much and shit like that. So when he started reacting a certain way, he started being standoffish, motherfuckers acting like, damn, why he acting like that, or whatever the case may be and shit like that. When what it really is, this motherfucker done been betrayed. A lot of motherfuckers that did shit or whatever. But he might not say he don't act out, say he just kind of take shit for what it is and don't trip about it, and you know what I'm saying, and don't even really acknowledge it. You see what I'm saying? He don't get painted out like he weak or he should have reacted a certain type of way. That's a motherfucker ego, and motherfuckers dropping about that. You see what I'm saying? So that's just one of those scenarios. But I let to say, like, you're not gonna do no wrong to nobody and think that you gonna get away with it because you're intimidated by a person having a strong character. So you want to say that you think you tough or you think you hard and shit like that. Test they might. Everybody ain't gotta be all that root chakra shit that getting worked up, your adrenaline pumped up on some bullshit because you guilty about some shit you did and you don't want to hold no. That's female shit, especially if you are one. We know women ain't gonna admit shit. They ain't gonna admit shit. If you got a woman that admit her faults, that's good. Most men will admit their faults, but then on the flip scale, a lot of people, men and women both, won't admit their faults. 4 A's: acknowledge the problem, admire the problem, accept the problem, and hold accountability for the problem. 4 A's: acknowledge, admire, accept, account. 4 A's. Peace and love, y'all. My shit dropped off the line. I forgot to plug my laptop charger back up. But what I was saying though is, y'all trying to play spiritual people, do little shit out of spite because you jealous of them or you slick intimidated, but trying to make it seem like you trying, like, motherfuckers to do shit to try to make you appear jump outside like on some encroachment type shit. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers out here committing encroachment daily against people who really in tune and shit like that. You kind of in tune, but you really not. Because one thing about it, y'all, I'm finna explain this. All right. Demons could come in the form of an angel, talking like an angel, talking like they know God, the Bible, all that. But that don't mean that that's what they own. Motherfuckers will do that to cloak your energy, to monitor you. Like, people will do that. Like, just to test you or just to offend you or just to challenge you. You got people in your life just to do shit like that. And they try to make you jump outside, do something to it, get into it with them. I'm not gonna do none of that. You can make it seem like I'm weak or any of that. You already know what type of spiritual endurance I'm building up in that spiritual realm. But one thing about it, like I tell people, I don't be trying to be out here and be I don't be trying to be out here and be no tough guy, but I'm gonna stand up for myself regardless. Like, so I don't try to make no conflict with nobody, no whatsoever. If you come at me ignorant, I ain't got to respond to you with ignorance. I ain't got to do that. Because I know what I'm going to do for myself. I'm put in a situation where I'm threatening anything. That's anybody. That's anybody. I'm the person that get a reaction. You know how they say for every action, there's a reaction equal or greater force. Okay, I'm the reaction. That's me. Like, that's how I am. But anyway, seriously though, like seriously, like this, it's I thought any thought you put out a bad thought, anything towards a person who chosen, it's you gonna lose, you gonna have some bad luck. And it's gonna be a situation where they might have something open up for you, but when you betray them and do little shit like, to turn on them, or it don't even necessarily be that you turn on them, but it's like you do some shit, some psychological shit like in secret, and then the shit come out or it come out through somebody else's situation. But they hold the shit to themselves, but you don't know that they know that the situation happened. You see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. Like all that type of shit. You do shit like that, you're gonna have bad luck. You're gonna lose shit. It's gonna be all type of shit that's gonna happen. All type of shit. Like that's just how it go. When you do that, it's not gonna work out. Ain't nothing gonna work out for you for a time period of time until you make it right and balance out your karma. Put shit on the scales of May. And all this shit is about your intentions. Did you have good intent or bad intent? And a lot of people do shit out of bad intention because they be intimidated by you because you a light bearer and they want to bear their light, but they're intimidated by it. So if they can't bear it, they'll challenge it. That's just what's going on. You got people out here like that. But stand firm on your square. Wear your crystals and shit. And don't let no motherfucker trick you off your square. Not your mama, daddy, cousin, family, somebody at your job, your manager, all that. As far as that job shit go, please don't be scared to say fuck that job and go step out on faith and do something else. Because people be worried about time. What's that saying? God ain't always on time, but he always on time. God ain't always on time when you need it, but he always on time. Universe, however you want to say it, same perception. Like it's all about perception, Mercury, your logic, like understanding the logic of all this stuff. So I just wanted to say that. Earlier. And yeah, so I'm gonna say this because this shit need to be said. Y'all people out here doing shit out of spite, and then you think you doing funny, but at nighttime you at home, you can't sleep, you going out riding late at night or whatever the case, whatever the fuck you doing. Or you going out to get you a bottle because you stressed out because you did some fucked up shit. Don't be surprised, fam. Like what you mean? That's why the universe is mental. So if you put out bad thoughts, the universe gonna have you hold you accountable for the thoughts of the whole ass shit that you tried to do or whatever. That's why I say like y'all gotta respect it like this. And I'm gonna say it's why I thank the universe for me even being on this journey. And I'm glad that I'm starting to just accept it, what I need to do and do these videos and stuff. I made a post on my Facebook status today, just and said it pays to have lady friends who spiritual, do tarot card, who got the gift, like they super intuitive. Like they intuitive about this world. They got multiple ancestors walking with them, all that. That shit pays because in that field, you find out shit before it come out. I just found out some shit that fucked my head up, and I'm not gonna speak on it, but I just found out some shit. You see what I'm saying? I found some shit out. So y'all motherfuckers that sit up here, you think this magic ain't real, this mental magic, you a fool. You keep playing with it, fuck with motherfuckers who know how to do it and tap into it, you gonna end up on the bad side of the stick. You're gonna end up on the bad side of the stick. I don't give a fuck who you is, that's what's gonna happen. If you out here not if you out here half-ass and taking care of your kids and you not handling your business, it's multiple. This ain't just no particular situation. It's a lot of people out here going through that, men and women. It's both. So you ain't taking care of them and you out here doing shit, you ain't got shit going for yourself, but you out here fucking with people or trying to, on energy vampire shit, and you not handling your business, yeah, something gonna happen to you. Something gonna happen. Rather you get locked up, you lose your kid, and it's fucked up. And I shouldn't even say it, but it's just the reality of when you try to fuck with somebody who chose it. This is what's gonna happen. Any type of thing, you're gonna lose some gonna come up missing. Anything, some gonna pop up and fuck up. This is what happened. Sometimes when I put bad energy out, I put bad energy out too before. But it recently, I ain't even trying to be on none of that shit. I ain't even trying to think wrong because it's like shit. It is what it is. Y'all motherfuckers out here setting traps, psychological traps, mental traps, whatever, anything. You any of y'all did any of that shit for a fucked up intent. Cause the only people that do this shit is motherfuckers who lack understanding. They broke, they ain't got no drive, they slothful. You see what I'm saying, or whatever. A lot of people out here, goddamn, we got situations going, taking advantage of they kids being on child support, or them getting a check for a disability, or whatever the case may be. A lot of people out here praying on that type of shit. Women, men, everybody, like motherfuckers turning against each other. Y'all turning against each other, bro, by some sheets of paper that's not even real. And we finna go into a society based off a straight credit system or digital system or whatever. And y'all out here knocking motherfuckers out about some shit that ain't even worth nothing. That shit, when you look at when you understand this law, shit, understand it ain't no real money. All right. Now, if your money, if you got some shit, if your money back, if you got some paperwork to show that you got some shit back by some, then you might be good. Cause you contracted on some other shit. I ain't gonna even, but you know, but yeah, then you straight. But motherfuckers ain't doing it. Y'all flashing all this money, it ain't even worth nothing. Y'all killing motherfuckers about it. All that shit stressing out because you ain't got it, or whatever the case may be. When you understand how gold and silver is really money, and ain't nobody circulating that right now, excuse me, or putting that in motion, not coming up with no bonds, with you know, whatever. I ain't, like I said, I'm not teaching no process, but I understand most of these processes are why it's important and what you're doing, how you contracting, you coming up, you offering, them accepting, all that shit makes sense, bro. It all makes sense what this about. If you ain't on that type of shit though, then yeah, this cat is telling you, like, when you understand that that's how you really, that's how this system is moving, you get to realize how psychotic it is for a motherfucker to even be killing a motherfucker for $1 or $100 bill. It's really just real deal paper. It's a tender. It's like pushing something off, like they say, to a later date. Like motherfuckers who got them PPP loans. Speak on that. I got them PPP loans. You didn't get no business. Whatever your private situations were. You got that shit. You finessing information. Now you out here broke. You want to get out here on some bullshit. That's your fault. You shouldn't even be playing. And you playing in the public. You play. Y'all. This shit so deep. I don't even like. When it comes to this, I don't give a fuck what happened to nobody who got involved in that shit and got caught up. Because nigga, this shit get that deep. You playing in a system that you shouldn't even be playing in. Like you playing. Like y'all out here real deal playing with this information. All that just trying to get something quick because you don't want to, like, you don't want to humble your spirit down to go work this job. Motherfucker, I've been through it. I don't give a fuck. I've been working this since I was September 30 now. Gonna be 31 in September. I've been through it. Y'all ain't been through shit. And you got motherfuckers out here that been through shit that still out here on sloth for shit. You don't want to humble yourself down to go to work. You ain't gotta be there a whole year. I don't give a fuck if you just going up to get a full $400 check or a full $700 check and leave and make something happen with that and sit back on it. It don't matter. You can't do that for a time being a time. The meek shall humble the earth. The meek. The meek shall inherit the earth. First off, what does meek mean? Got Meek Mill. These rappers, bro, I ain't gonna even cap though. I like their music, but some of them so clowned out. They so clowned out, just clowned out. Meek is paired with the phrase quiet spirit, but let it be the hitman of the heart, in which that is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek, prosperous, quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price. The meek. All right. The meek shall inherit the earth. I also look at the definition. I'm on the bowl and shit. They pulling up the. I'm on the bowl. The meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Here lies an insight to why meekness is seen in biblical times as a positive trait. The meek left alone to their devices exist in peaceful coexistence. Here, meekness is synonymized with righteousness. It is. All right. Just give me the definition. I ain't gonna go Bible definition and all this shit. Quiet, gentleness, ease, and imposed on. Similar, long suffering, bearing, resigned, gentle, quiet, shy, retiring, peaceful, unassuming, lowly, humble. I knew that was coming. Yielding, acquiescent. You see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like a lamb to slaughter. But you gotta be the balance. You gotta know when to be meek, and you gotta know when to cut on your to be bold. But meek shall inherit the earth though. All that unwise shit and confident, courageous. You see what I'm saying? Like all that, the meek shall inherit the earth. What's the reason for that? So you can't humble yourself down onto a small level to go through the struggle, to come back out the struggle. Like then I don't know what to tell you. You ain't got enough patience in you to ride the bus. I done rode the bus. Y'all ain't been through shit, and some of y'all been through shit. Like how could you be through shit? How can you go through stuff and not let that shit humble you to step out on faith and try to go slow roll something? Like how could you not? You ain't got enough patience to catch the bus. You ain't been through nothing. How could you go through shit and still just be slothful and be dragging like a snail out here? How could you do that? Like not got no hustle, not got no get up and go. Nigga, when I was fucked up out here, nigga, I go to every motherfucking home and shelter that was Steve. Nigga, I had a situation, I was staying with a motherfucker that was being cheap about this motherfucking Federal Reserve notes that ain't worth shit. Want to keep they shit, don't want to pay all their bills and shit like that, cool, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying with them, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a situation, whatever, you know, rent. And it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, it's just a scenario, like you stay with somebody, but they don't want to keep the hot water on or some shit like that. Yeah, I've been in some situations like no bullshit, like had the motherfucking use a clean a sock as a motherfucking washcloth and use a fucking t-shirt as a big towel, nigga, to fucking dry off because your change probably tight and you ain't got no money to go to the motherfucking store, or you ain't even got no transportation. You got to catch the bus, do everything the long way to go buy towels and shit. Then you got to go get dropped off at the laundromat. It's shit fucked up time and fucked up on shit. Y'all ain't been through shit. If I'm elevating shit, I deserve it. I can truly say that. I've been through it before, even coming around other mother. I've been through it with multiple people, going just like seriously. So like it's like damn, like you ain't humble. So it's like for a motherfucker to fuck over my loyalty and shit like that, like because people will do that. They'll step on your loyalty. They'll step on it. People will step on your motherfucking loyalty, take abuse of it. And you gotta know when to catch that shit. Then when you catch it, they'll act like you did something to them, or it's like, damn, why you know what you did. Like I ain't even I'm chopping it up with you. I'm talking to you. I'm in your face. So you like what you saying? Like you feel like I'm standoffish because something you did in private that you think I don't know about, but I know. Like come on. So it's like damn. Like with the meek shall inherit the earth. If you ain't meek, you can't go. If you can't smile yourself down and go to work, go get a job, or whatever the case, man, you can't do that. How you gonna how you gonna elevate to the highs and you ain't even make the best with the lows and be comfortable and happy and not complaining with the lows, bro? Like that's not right. Like that's why I say a lot of these Moors out here in this movement, these diehard temple Moors, these informational parasites, like, oh well yeah, this says this, etymology of this. The etymology is important, but don't try to be too fucking smart all the time. Motherfucker know how they saying something. All right. We know how to say this. I know people out here ancestors understand the esoteric shit, still pray before they eat all that. Don't be no motherfucking fool. Don't be stupid. Prayer and meditation is synonymous too. Just meditation. You're not on your fucking knees to somebody praying to a ghost or whatever the case may be. When you meditate, you talking to God too, because you getting in tune. God is the mind, nigga. When he is the universe, or he, she, but whatever the principles, however you want to put it, whatever it is, that sustainer, that he who remains, she who remains, whatever. When you understand that God is in your mind, All right, he is in your mind and your heart. All right. So yeah, when you meditate, you talking to God too. You can hear everything God trying to, you cutting that music out. You probably listening to some meditation music, but you ain't got all them voices. These demons, these motherfuckers with these demonic voices and shit. They sending all these spirits and putting spells on their music and shit. You're not listening to none of that. All right. Your mind quiet. You got some meditation music playing. You got candles lit. You got some, say you got some rainwater in a bowl or something with a few stones in it. You got your incense going. You see what I'm saying? You got you a few stones, some little earthling, whatever. All right. And you sitting there in quiet, pushing out all the bullshit thoughts so you can hear what the universe trying to tell you or God trying to tell you. Prayer and meditation is synonymous. So it's like, okay, if somebody still pray and say whatever, okay, all right, whatever, cool. All right, yeah, all right, then that's fine. That's fine. You gotta understand that Jesus represents the light. He represented God manifested into flesh. That's why I was some scriptures when he said, kingdom of God is within you. It's within you. Our Jesus was an example. God manifesting a man from the esoteric cosmic realm, coming into this simulation, manifesting into man to set an example. All right. What did he say? Don't thank me, but my Father. It'll pull it up closer when anyway, Jesus got issue in it. That's crazy. Shoe, Egyptian deity. Anyway, let me see this. Long story short, though, I ain't finna just jump too deep into it. But in the Bible, it was I forgot which scripture it was, but he was telling like, don't thank me, but thank my Father in heaven. Like he like, but at the same time, let's look at it from this standpoint. Let's say on the astrological note, this is why astrology is important. Jesus, the Son of God, S-O-N, right? And then you got the S-U-N. All right. Jesus, the Son of God, he represents the sun. Let's look at the sun, or S-U-N. And you understand the sun is masculine energy. All right. You understand the sun is masculine energy. And it says not the face of God, like it said in the Circle of Seven Quran. Think what it say? The sun is not the image of God, not the face of God, but it's one of his most noblest images. Or something like that. Something say. Something to that nature. All right. You understand that you're a masculine energy. You represent the sun. As a man who's in tune with his culture and nature, you are the sun. Nigga, it's the 144 collective, 144,000, which 1 plus 4 plus 4, I'm talking too fast, plus 0, plus 0, plus 0, 3 zeros amplifies really equal 9, a tribe of infinite consciousness. That's how I look at it. Tribe of conscious, the tribe of infinite consciousness that's in tune with everything, all whatever. That's how I look at it. All right. So it's like you're a sun energy. So you understand that you are connected to the sun, then you can connect with the feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? You can connect with the moon. You can get to heaven by realizing that you are the sun and understanding and respecting nature, or however you want to kind of put it. All right. When he said that no one should get through the kingdom except for me, I am the way, I am the life. Okay. you understanding yourself internally, because you are within you are a soul being. You represent everything is eternal. So when you realize that everything is within, then that's when you will get to your heavenly state of mind. That's what he was saying. He said, "I'm the way of the light," or is he? I'm the example. Like, make it make sense. But y'all stay firm on y'all square, man. It's people out here, they turning on everybody turning some type of way. People out here put negative energy, they think they ain't gonna get it back. That is so funny. I swear, when Babylon fall, I'm gonna be on there laughing like Frieza did when he destroyed Planet Vegeta. Babylon has fallen. Yeah. I and the Father are one. Jesus said, Philip, let's say, Jesus said, after I have been with you all this time, so you still do not know me. Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. All right. Whoever is in tune, because you know you be around certain people that you might fuck around just random person like, hey man, you all right? You be like, where the fuck this motherfucker come from? And he started talking to you like, oh yeah, man, look here, I know you going through this. I know you going through this, man. But you know, your friends and stuff like that, don't worry about that. You need to worry about yourself. This person coming to you talking to you out of no motherfucking where, because he could sit there, he knows cycles, psychic cycles. All right, I'm gonna get in there in a second. But he come out of nowhere talking to you like he know you. That's the essence of God. And people who know God, when you understand the laws of the nature, the laws of God, the seven hermetic principles or hermetric principles, because we're using these principles to measure out things in the universe, line everything out, cut off the bullshit. These hermetic principles, then you understand the laws of God, then you understand cycles. People are not necessarily psychic, but people who are psychic, they understand the cycles of the universe and how things come back around, how everything is 360. It is a circle. That's why I named this certain series 720. It's just times two. It's still 9. 360, 3 plus 6 plus 0 is 9. 7 plus 2 plus 0, 9. What's the difference? Same thing. All right. But understanding all that all this stuff is connected. Everything is connected in some form of fashion. The stuff is within. All right. A person who like that is that's like God. Somebody come out of you talking to you about something because they feel like you're going through a situation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that be. That lets you know, like, if you see somebody who's setting these examples, who walking in these principles, or walking just righteous, that's God. That's somebody, that's God in a different counterpart. God God is like, say God chosen people is like plants in the garden. Certain parts of this garden got God in it. All right. We are plants, planet, earth, plant, earth, whatever. We are plants. That's how it go. So it's like this. It's like boom. If you understand that, you understand these laws of God, things like that, then you understand that the kingdom is already within you, because you understand everything. It's astrology, mainly. Astrology is, they call the heavens and stuff, the stars, they call those the heavens and things, multiverses. You just got different universes, and them different universes is like you them different universes is like what you call it, like heavens. What's going on, bro? I'm doing a video recording. What's going on? What you trying to do? I know, but I'm saying, like, I'm on the video record, so I'm not saying too much. Like, what you? Yeah, yeah. I ain't okay. Okay. Bet let me call you right back in a few minutes, fool. I'm gonna call you right back. All right. But yeah, all this stuff is internal. It's within. All right. So you understand that, you know that this stuff is it's eternal. The heavens are this. That's why I say, boy, if you sitting up and talking down on astrology, boy, you was crazy. All right. Now I'm gonna go on this, and I'm gonna end this video because my phone's starting to go off. But anyway, But anyway, this fucked my head up when I realized that issue. Look, I just popped it up. It just popped the fuck up. Like it was just on accident. Like I just realized, like when I got the, I'm 360. I honor it all. Like I honor the Orishas. I honor the ancient Egypt, ancient Sumerians, all that. Anything that came on this earth that was walking in righteousness, I honor. All right. The Egyptian deity Shu and the Yoruba deity Ishu. Man, this shit crazy. This is fucking scary, bro. This is fucking scary. But long story short, they say Ishu is the way to God, the bridge between heaven and earth. You see what I'm saying? Peru, meaning to come. Osiris, our son. Boy, this shit get deep. Yeah. Ooh, boy, this shit deep. Yeah, I just had that's was some revelational shit right there to me. But long story short, you notice that Jesus got issue in it. You can spell issue with the H or without, like some people say I say without the H or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter if you sit up there elaborating, like if it need to be spelled with an H, it probably is, but if somebody spell it, they don't mean just go crucify. As long as you know that it can be spelled with an H, as long as you are aware, that's what matters. But how they say he the way of life. The way of life, the way, being the way, with Jesus or E or whatever to say that they are the way to connect to God, to get between heaven and earth, it's internal. You get through, you leave your earthly form mentally. When you pass to sleep, your mind going to like universe, kind of like some heaven, astral, like astral traveling type stuff. But that's what this stuff is about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this stuff is about. That's all it is. Like this stuff is within. So when you understand your connection with all this ancient history, you being the more and tying it all together, not separating it, then you understand all that. But I would just, I'm making this got to be a free verse video. Uh, I said all that about people like when you chose, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You can't be overcome by evil. Um, when you know your place, man, just when you know your place in righteousness, man, your position, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I gotta wrap this video up. That's what this was all about. You know what I'm saying? So when you chose and you chose, can't nobody touch you. If they try to touch you, they gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when they say you get too close to the sun, you'll melt. Or if a airplane get too close to the sun, it'll blow up and self-destruct. Okay, it's like that. When people try to come at you, it's the same effect and put it into a physical aspect. You're a chosen one of the universe. Motherfuckers are trying to impress you, talk crazy about you, do shit in private, whatever the case may be. Get caught up in this entanglement shit on some water shit or whatever the case may be, or the road, whatever the case may be, on some emotional shit, emotional entanglement or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna ground the dust. So they either gonna follow you and respect you, and whatever the case may be. And if you out here doing shit to doing fucked up shit to people, and you feeling guilty about it, open your throat chakra, open your mouth. Don't just do some shit to try to fix it and do it secretly. Open your mouth. Like say, man, look, man, I did some fucked up shit, bro, and I've been feeling bad about it, bro. Man, I apologize, bro. I know I shouldn't have did it or whatever. Motherfucker might keep their distance for a minute, but at least you told them and gave them a choice if they want to fuck with you. But you got people out here, they so cut off, they do some shit, they don't give a fuck. They feel like, oh, that ain't nothing. And then they wonder why they having bad luck. Y'all gonna okay, keep on. But read, man. Get out here and read. Search stuff. You can put in some PDF. I don't got a lot of hard books. I be on my laptop, so I gotta make it work. Get your laptop, man. Get your laptop. Get your PDF. Get it working. Put your mind in astrology. If you understand in astrology, understand deaconess, degrees, placements, house placements, seasons. When you understand all that type of stuff correlating on a planetary effect, the energies of planets, how certain planets correlate with certain chakras. When you get on all that, look here, that's a quick way to master self-understanding in astrology. You get to seeing certain shit in religions and cultures. You get to seeing what they really saying. So read, bro. You can read your way out of bullshit. Stand firm, protect your energy, man. Don't deal with no bad energies, man, because they out here. They own it. They turn up these 5G towers. You ain't on that 5G frequency. Yeah. Like, get ready. Like, if you chose and you ain't got nothing to worry about, but keep your distance. All y'all people out here doing shit, playing guilty like you don't know what's going on. You know what you be doing. You don't have to directly do something to nobody. You don't have to directly do something to nobody. It could be anything. It could just be anything. It could be something as small as goddamn me. Somebody cook and you over there watching them cook. And then you go over there, goddamn me, try to, read the ingredients, and then you start you a business off they food ingredients and shit. Because you intent, I'm talking about you own it. You full of the bullshit energy. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna take his shit, run off, do bigger with his shit. Now motherfuckers getting their food, come back saying they shit cold, talking about they got food poisoning, you don't know why. You like, damn, man, I know I did everything right. That's why though. The guy got an issue, leg by a trickster, ha. He still tricking you at you still got tricked. You tricking yourself when you trying to pull a trick on somebody who chose it, bro. You wonder why all that shit going bad, but you really going through like some type of voodoo that you put on yourself. Then you fuck around, come back to thought something was like this. And like, damn, I thought, you know what I'm saying? That later on, when you start back getting right, doing shit the right way, somebody might be like, man, look here, my bad, man. I wasn't even that food, man. I had some candy earlier because you making that shit right. But if you ain't making that shit right and you still doing shit out bullshit energy, you gonna keep coming up with problems. Peace, love, and light, Islamism. Y'all have a grand day. This it, free version, aka what it is versus what it really ain't. Y'all be good.